why I love the DIY. Because the DIY is not just finish something you planned. The amazing thing is that during the journey, you will find some new ideas. I really love this feeling. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Charlie. In my last episode, I just make this mic mount for holding my microphone stay to me, and without using the traditional boom arm that takes up too many space on my desk. So it worked well. But after using it for a while, I found, it really have a big problem. It has a fixed arm. It had no flexibility at all. Because, sometimes I didn't need a microphone which sitting in front of me, and, sometimes it really feels me annoying. I can't hide it when I don't need it. So I really thinking about how to improve the microphone mount. Maybe it has a foldable arm, has a longer slide that I can push it back. At first, during the sketching period, I found it's very difficult because every time I have to reprint and reinstall the whole thing. Because the whole thing has a base part, and the base part is attached directly to the backside of the keyboard with screws. I have to reinstall it again and again. It's really a disaster for a designer. I was thinking about I can find a new way to leave the base part on the keyboard, and then I can make another object on it. So I split this whole part into two parts. And one part is the base part that can stay on the back of the keyboard. And the other part is a functional part that can be replaced. So, this project slowly changed from this simple mic mount to this modular storage system still based on my keyboard. I really want to talk about my desk. There are many small things scattered on my desk, like my earbuds, a ruler, many pens, pencils, and a lip balm, and also the microphone. I still have many other accessories scattered on my desk. Because these things are not very large things, it's really very easy to lose them. For me, in my storage philosophy, I believe that everything need have its own home, because when it has a home, I exactly know where to put it back. So this is very important for a man who have many things, and I think it still works on you. Let me move back onto this modular storage system. You can see that I split the part into two parts, and the base part is evolved to a rail. Let me show you. This is a sample, and okay, so you can see this is the original fixed arm mic mount. Okay, it's a whole thing, and there are two holes to attach to the backside of the keyboard. Okay. I just split it into two parts, and the base part changed to a rail. This base part is a hexagonal rail. The other thing is like this red one. This is a functional expansion module, and I can design another thing like a mic mount, but it is just an expansion module, so it can slide onto the rail. You can see it's very smooth. So why I use a hex-shaped rail? It gives the expansion module a very clear orientation. So I think it's better than a round rail. That means this is not just a microphone mount. It is a platform. And the turning point is that because at that time I realized the base part doesn't only can hold a microphone mount, it could hold almost anything. So it means that I can design an expansion module for almost anything I want to store. This is another expansion module. This is the favorite expansion module I will talk about later. And you can see there is a green one. So that is a set screw. Yes, that is about, the most difficult thing during the design. Because, make one expansion module slide along the rail is, not very difficult. But how to fix it, how to lock it in place and, secure it firmly and stable on the position is not very easy. Finally, I designed a 3D printed set screw. This just like that, you can see. And I also designed a 3D printed driver, a square driver. I didn't use a traditional screwdriver slot, so I just designed a square shape. And you can see there is a square shape in the center of the set screw. So I can just use this 3D printed the custom driver to screw the set screw. And you can see now the set screw is loose, so the expansion module can slide on it. But when I use the tool to secure the set screw, okay, so it's very, very firmly, you can see. So I just use this solution applied to all the expansion module. You can see every expansion module has a connection block, matching the shape of the rail, and then every expansion module has a hole. Can you see? And this is a threaded hole, so it can allow you to screw the set screw in it. You can see this is a pen holder onto the rail. I can use the set screw, so like that, and lock the pen holder on the rail firmly and stable. So it means that I have a solution to lock the expansion module in place, and I can just still move the expansion module on the position where I want. That really becomes a platform that it can store anything I want on my desk. It's very excited me. Until now, I have solved the most difficult things about this design. And the first expansion module is absolutely the mic mount. I didn't change it a lot. I just make the fixed arm as a functional part. I can just improve it later. I can still find some new way to make it foldable and maybe just have a long slide and so that I can push it back when I don't need a microphone. And let me show you the favorite expansion module. I'd like to call it an all-in-one expansion. Okay, so let me show you how it's amazing. At first, I just designed this module for my these two pair of earbuds. I have two that, this one is for my computer and this one is for my iPhone. And I just designed a box to store them. It's very great. I can just open the top cover easily because I can make them very close. If I just close them too closer, the top cover will not open appropriately. So I leave a space here. Later, I found I still can leave it as a compartment, like a secret compartment. I designed another top cover to the compartment so that I can store some secret things like a paper roll. This has maybe your passcode or some secret information. So I think that is a great way to utilize this left space. And after that, this is not the end of this expansion module. So after that, I found I still designed another slot. You can see this is a slot at the back side. This is the back side, This is the regular position, and this is the back side of the keyboard. So I just use this slot to store my everyday use ruler. It's very easy to put it in and take it out. That is not the end. There are still two slots, so it can just store the custom square driver, I won't lose it. Everything needs their own home. And then this hole can also store a regular pen or pencil. And this is not the end. You can see there is a small hole. It is a hole for my Type-C DJI wireless microphone receiver. Yeah, so it's very small, and I always lose it in my workshop. So this time it also has its own home. That is the story of this all-in-one. And I still design some other thing like the pen holder. Originally it's not for a pen holder. It's just for my lip balm. So I designed the dimension for my lip balm. But after that, I found it also can become a pen holder. You can see it's very useful. And you can see I just designed 2 holes for more pens. And I think I can just expand more holes for more pens. It's really an important idea of this design. The important idea of this system is just expand or just use the other space around the keyboard. I forgot to tell you another expansion. That is the last expansion module I designed. It still looks like a higher pen holder, but it's not just for pen holder. It is for, this is my DJI wireless microphone, and it can store my microphone like this. I bought the set for 2 microphones. This is the one and this is the other one. This is a pen holder that can also store my magnetic microphone. I designed the slot, and then I installed 2 metal or steel nuts, and then it can hold my microphone. That's very useful for me. Amazing thing about this system is that everybody can use this system to store their own things. And the flexibility comes from the rail and the expansion module mechanism. The core mechanism is just design a slide and just design a universal socket for every expansion module. But this is not the final version of this system, because there are still 2 open questions. The first one is compatibility. Yeah, this one is just designed for my current keyboard model. This is a keyboard from Dell. Let me see, the model is SK8115. If you want to use this system, you need to design a new base part. Maybe your keyboard doesn't have a screw, but maybe have some other available mechanism can attach this base part onto your keyboard. The best thing is that anyone can design their own base part and then can use all the expansions I have designed. So just the compatibility is still a question. I will improve it later. Another problem is that the length of the rail is limited. So you can see that I have utilized all the available length of my keyboard. But actually, there are still some more space we can expand. So that is what I'm working on. I will continue improve this design. In the end, I really want to talk about why I love the DIY. Because DIY is not just finish something you planned. The amazing thing is that during the journey, during the DIY process, you will find some new ideas. So for me, it's just a very simple fixed arm microphone mount, but now it is already becomes a modular storage system. So I really love this feeling. I think it will helpful for you, and maybe will give you some new idea about how to store the things on your desk. Okay, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.